Her face has graced the pages of countless magazines. She was chosen by Revlon to represent Hawaii, and she's traveled around the world modeling. She is Theresa Tilley, the beautiful and down-to-earth host of Career Changers TV. Theresa was born in Taiwan in 1970, but grew up in Southern California. She recalls one of her favorite childhood memories living on the West Coast.
In those days, Garden Grove was full of strawberry patches. So the thing I remember most about growing up in Garden Grove was the Strawberry Festival every year. We would go steal strawberries out of the strawberry patches on the way to the festival, but I also remember just watching the Strawberry Festival beauty queen come down the street on her float, and I'd be like, wow, this is the best thing on the planet.
Theresa attended Garden Grove High School, where she was involved with student body government, the French Club, Girls League, and musical theater. At the age of 17, she decided to give modeling a try after a friend suggested it.
I had some friends that were actually from Hawaii, and they had brought up the idea that I should try modeling, and they found a newspaper article that said, you know, why don't you audition for this modeling contest? And are you kidding me? I could never do that. And they said, no, in Hawaii you could model. And I kind of said, no, you know, and keep in mind now, in the 80s, everybody was blonde, blue-eyed, that modeled. That was Cheryl Tiegs, it was Christy Brinkley. So for me, modeling just didn't seem possible. But I had an agent that thought that I could do it, and that's how it started. Well, in the early days, I was lucky enough to win some modeling contests, like the 17 magazine cover model contest I was a finalist in, and I was a finalist in Revlon's Unforgettable Woman contest. I was chosen as the representative from Hawaii for that, and then from there I also did cover shoots for Porthole magazine, magazines like Face magazine. I was Crazy Shirts poster girl and calendar girl for 1 year. And then I moved on into the pageants, and I was Miss Aloha Maui at one point. I was actually the first Miss Aloha Maui, and that took me to the Miss Hawaii pageant. And I also was Miss Hawaii International, and that took me to Japan to compete in the Miss International pageant. And all of those things I did while I went through college, and the pageants were a really great way for me to gain scholarship money and to really help pay for college, and that's why I did that.
After graduating from college, Theresa made a living working in sales and marketing. She began hosting Career Changers in 2010 after being introduced to the show's producer.
I met Rich, our producer, and originally I approached Rich with the idea of doing a different show. I wanted to do a lifestyle show. I wanted to see something more of a focus on Hawaii, which we have. But Rich had this particular show, and his host at the time was leaving, and so he said, why don't you just come on board and we'll incorporate all of these other ideas that you have. And it actually kind of is a nice marriage between the show that I wanted and the show that Rich already had in place.
Theresa's passion for Career Changers TV is evident when you watch the program. And who better to give advice about making a career change than someone who has done it themselves? On her spare time, Theresa likes to hike, surf, and ride with her partner on their Harley-Davidson motorcycle. She also is a huge fan of yoga and says it's allowed her to bring balance to her life.
It kind of is a way that I blend all of my life. Yoga really is about the practice of yoking your mind, body, and spirit together in order to help guide you through your life, and that's kind of what I was saying. You know, our tagline at the end of our Career Changer show is, I always like to wish everybody success on whatever path they choose, and that's because it comes right here from my yoga teaching or my yoga lineage that I have, this practice of this idea of finding a path.
Theresa also loves to travel.
Most recently, we just came back from France, and that's like my new favorite place on the planet. I think I'll be going back to France actually for years to come. Our dream is actually to buy like a little farmhouse in the south of France and open up a bed and breakfast someday.
Even with all that she has seen and experienced, Theresa said OC16 has allowed her to see things differently.
You know, being a OC16 show host, has been fantastic. I love our show. You know, Career Changers has really kind of opened my eyes to all the different things that you can become, and it's made me realize that your job doesn't have to be something that you just go to pay your bills. It really is something that you can follow your dreams and make happen. We have so many people on our show that are just so amazing and inspirational, and it's all started with just a little dream. And then they've taken it and they've done it. And the key is that they have all followed their own path. And that's why at the end of the show, I always say, I wish you success on whatever path you choose, because that's really what life is about. It's a series of choices that we make. And whatever choice we make will set us on our path. If you're looking for work or trying to start a new career, check us out on Career Changers TV.
You can log on to OC16.tv for showtimes and to watch back episodes of the show.